Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's class. So this video is going to be a very brief one, introducing you to Nmap. It's going to be very brief, just few slides. I have So my name is Israel GREATMIND Joshua. I'm your favorite mentor on the subject on cybersecurity. So quickly, I'll be introducing you to Nmap, and in this quick video, we'll also do a practical demonstration of Nmap as cybersecurity specialist. So then let's quickly dive into it. What is Nmap? Nmap is as it's fondly called, is network mapping tool. It's a network mapper. It is used. It's an open source tool. It's used for network exploration. It's used for security auditing as well. So these tools can be used by network engineers, also cybersecurity specialists also use this tool. This tool is very handy for that. So what do you do with this tool? It's commonly used to discover hosts. So in this video, we'll be doing host discovery, and also for service detection. They also use it for, it can also help you identify open ports and running services on a particular machine. You can also detect the operating system that runs on it and also the version of operating system that runs on it. This tool is available for Windows, for Mac, and for Linux. Now I'll be running the demo on a Linux machine. So follow me as I take you to my lab. Now you see, I have installed Proxmox. Yes, I installed Proxmox on my computer on 90. Yes, I installed Proxmox. I have a server that I installed Proxmox on it. So in my previous video, I've talked on how to install Proxmox and what is this for. But just for a quick summary, Proxmox is a virtual environment. It's a tier 1 virtual environment that enables you to do virtualization. You install Proxmox directly on bare metal, like you do for your other virtualization tools that you install on your host operating system. Then you now do virtualization. But for this, is installed directly on bare metal. So what I mean by bare metal is when you power on the server, it is Proxmox that comes on. So this is my lab, and I have about 19 to be precise, 19 different operating systems for different use. I have pfSense for my routing, and yes, pfSense for my routing. Foglight DB for database monitoring, monitoring and security. I have DVWA, is for, I use it a lot for, to teach penetration testing. I also have a Windows server here that I install. A Windows server, yes, is here. Then I have Windows 10. I also have Kali Linux. I have a OMV for storage. It helps me to share, it's a storage server. Yes, I have FreePBX, Sophos firewall. I have MISP for malware analysis. I also have a web server. I install as a particular tools I install here. It's a gaming tool. Then I have Ubuntu. I have Wazoo. Yes, I have Wazoo here. Then Foglight DB. This is backup, or this is a failover for this one. So it's for high availability. So I have them like that. Another failover for Wazoo. Then another interesting thing is this agentic AI that I had installed here. So quickly, let us pull up one of the Kali Linux and begin and just dive in straight into our hands-on for the day. So I will, now you have Kali Linux. So it is also what at this junction to mention that if you had installed Kali Linux the full version, you will have Nmap installed. It comes with some pre-installed tools. So you have Nmap installed. So how do you verify if you have Nmap or not installed on your Kali? Just type in Nmap will give you a good, you will know if Nmap is installed or not. So if you get an output like this, yes, if you get an output like this, it shows that Nmap is installed. So you are seeing the Nmap version here. You are seeing the basic usage. You just do Nmap, the scan type, the options that you want to, then the target machine. This target could be just a single IP address. It could be an entire subnet. So we'll look into that as we go. So there are a lot of options that you can do. You can do this IL. So you see the options, how to use them, and you see the description along the line. But we are going to be using a very, we are going to be in a basic scan. We are going to be doing host discovery. So that means we are going to be using this. We are doing a ping sweep. We are going to be using -SN. We're also going to be using service detection. Yes, we are going to be using SV as well. Then maybe operating system, OS detection. So we are going to be doing OS detection. I think, and then we'll check and see if time permits us, we do an aggressive scan. That's A-A, an aggressive scan. So quickly, now I am connected to the network I want to scan. It's very important to know that I am connected to the network I want to scan. So how do I now, what do I do first? I need to know my IP address. So there are various ways for you to know your IP address. You can do IP space A, you get to see your own IP address. You get to see your IP address if you do IP space A. So now you are seeing your IP address. So here is the loopback IP address. Then here is my IP address. My IP address is actually 125. That's 192.168.100.125. Another way to look at that is you can do host name. Yes, host name -I will give you just your IP address, And if you use hostname that lowercase I, it will give you the loopback IP address. So that's just on the way. Then also for most, for Linux operating system, if you do ifconfig, you will also get this. You get the IP address in this format. So that's, I've been able to show you 3 ways of getting your IP address. Then why do we need this IP address? We need to know, since we want to scan the network we belong to, so we need to have an understanding of what the network looks like. So I'm going to scan the entire network. Now for me to scan the entire network, I'm going to do Nmap-SN. I'm doing a sync scan. Then I'll put my IP address, and look at this, I'm putting /24. Now, what does this /24 do? This /24 help you to scan the entire subnet. You are saying, oh, we are doing a /24 scan. And then what does this SN scan does? In brief, it helps you to scan. It does a ping scan. If you understand what pinging is, you are like pinging to see this network, if this particular device is alive. So that's what it does. So it's doing a ping sweep. What it's doing now is like, it's just a very, for host discovery, or you call it a ping sweep. So quickly, you see that it's identified that there are 6 hosts up, 16 hosts, up. So you can see them ranging from 100. You see, I scan the entire subnet. So you see it's .100. All of them have .100. You just say that, oh, it started from 1, 100, 101, 103, or down to 129. I think I have more than this on this computer. So at times you may need to scan to get, an accurate, to verify, to double check, what you're having. So this scan, in summary, in a way of explanation, this particular SN, it does a ping sweep just to check, oh, is 192.168.100 alive? You say yes, okay, take note of it. How long did it take to reach there? It will tell you 192.168.100.2.3.4.5 until you get to the entire pool of that subnet, which is 255. Yes, 255. I told you to scan all of them. You will see them here. Now we have all this, so we can now streamline. Oh, we know that there are 17 posts up. Now, next, what we can do is we can quickly also do a TCP sync scan. Okay, can we see, okay, what ports are open? What, we said from our introduction that we are going to be doing post discovery, and we are going to be doing service and services that run on this. Then we are going to be doing open ports. We are going to see services and the versions that run on service and the version of the service, and also the OS and the version of the OS that runs on it. So quickly, let's say I'm focusing on, let's say 117 or 11. I saw 117 here. Let's just look at this 117. So I can do Nmap dash to do an OS scan. You do capital O, then you put the particular IP address and scan it. Nmap dash O. This is for OS detection. I want to detect the operating system that runs on that computer. This is what you do. So currently, you cannot do this particular OS scan without having the user I'm using doesn't have that privilege. So I have to run a sudo, I have to run a sudo command and SU to be able to run that particular scan. So we are engaged, we are doing the scan, and the scan is running. So what we are expecting in this scan is to see the ports, that is the port, the state, and correct. So now we are seeing it here now. So this is the port, the state, and the service that runs on it. Now the question is this: what is the version of this service that run on this? You can also get that out. But for now, our main goal is to see the operating system that hosts all these services. Now, if you come down, you will see that we are running the operating system here that is running is Linux. Like you can see here now, it's Linux operating system. So that means this my 117 is a Linux operating system. I don't know if you are getting it. So it's a Linux operating system that run all these services. This port is open, and this is service that run on it. This port 53 is open, and this is service that run on it. Port 88, port 80 rather, port 82, like that. So now this is an HTTP so now we can now take it a step further. Okay, these services that are running, what are the version of these services that run? So the command for that, the option for that is SV. You can do an SV, service version that run on it. So when you do that, take note, we are targeting a specific IP address. We are targeting a specific IP address. That's why we are doing this. Now you see that we have what we expect to see. We're supposed to see the service version of what runs on this particular this was supposed to see the service version that run on it. Now, before we have been able to see the service, the ports and the state of the ports, then the service that run. Now, we should see the service version that run on the version of the services that run on it. That means if we're seeing TCP that is open, that is running SSH, we should know the service version. Okay, what version? Oh, great. Here we are. Now, look at it. Very interesting results here. Now, you see, you have the ports, you have the state, you have the service, and you have the version included here. So now you can say, oh, this SSH that is running on port 22 is Open SSH 7.4. Is Open SSH 7.4. So also this HTTP that is running on port 80 is Apache HTTPD 2.4.6, and you see other information around that. Another interesting port that is open is 443 that runs HTTP or SSL. Yes, I think in another video we'll talk more on SSL and this. Then I also have MySQL that run on port 3306. This. So here are these. So this is how Nmap helps you to gather information to now know this. So Nmap is very useful for both red team and blue teamers. Very, very, very useful for both red team and blue teamers. Now, another scan that you can do that is very comprehensive and aggressive, I need to mention this, that is an aggressive scan, is when you do a -A. You do a -A. What do I mean by aggressive? It can easily be picked up by, it's noisy, very noisy scan, very noisy. So it can easily be picked up by any SIM solution or any any SIM solution that is integrated by the blue team or the organization in itself. So this may take a little while to come up. Why this is coming up? Let me quickly show you. Let me show you. Yes, this particular material. Yes, it is actually set up. It's a comprehensive document that helps you walk through Nmap. You see, Nmap is one tool that every cybersecurity expert should lay their hands on. It's very useful. It's very, very useful. In short, it should be found in every of your collection of tools. So this is the book, Mastering Nmap, from offensive angle, that's from the for red teamers, and for this defensive angles for blue teamers. So in this book, I try to, describe Nmap for both red teamers and for both blue teamers. Then I try to describe how red teamers can safely use, Nmap, and also how can blue teamers, to a large extent, detect if somebody is running an Nmap scan on their entire network. So it's a very good material that I think you should look at. So if you see, we started with this, trying to scan an entire network. I told you about the ping sweep, or you call it an host discovery, and use it to identify live hosts on an entire network. You see, when we ran it, it was very straightforward, very what do I call it? Very fast. Yes, that needs to also be emphasized. Then you can do a still scan to actually scan this. It just goes an extra mile for you. It just gives you the services that runs on this. So this does run a classic scan and send a sync packet to open port, but doesn't complete the three-way handshake. It doesn't complete the TCP handshake, the three-way handshake of sync acknowledge and sync ACK that is being done on three-way handshake. I think you can check that up on one of my videos as well, that we have talked about the three-way handshake. So that's what that's. So if you want to do a full TCP connect, this one completes the three-way handshake. So this can also be used. I know the other one can be used to evade, security checks. Yes, red teamers, red teamers do that. They use that a lot. But this, you have to go an extra mile to be able to, do that. There's also what we call UDP scan and like that. So the interesting part of this is that it has okay, you can also do OS. I think we did this. Then the last one is the to evade firewall, a NOR scan. So it is very comprehensive. You get to find this. Then I think there are, yes, for blue teamers, how to defend. So this is how to defend against a ping sweep. You find the mitigation, what you can do to prevent that, and how to defect that if it's running on your network. There are a lot of ways we did that. Now, for each of the scan type for Nmap, there are ways you can mitigate them and detect them as blue teamers. And so it's also contained in the book. Now, you also find some techniques in this particular material. So meanwhile, let's check our scan and see what we have, if it's still up and running. Oh, okay, great. So that means it's completed. Yes, it's complete. So let's look at it carefully, and then let's see what we can get for this. This is very robust because it's an aggressive scan. It combines operative OS detection. It combines service detection, version detection. It combines the open port, the ports that are open, and a lot more into this. So we can see here now that the ports that are open, the state, the service, and the version. Now you see them here. You also see that port 52 is open. You see the service version, that the service that run on it. You see this and the version, and all, very rich information for for attackers to actually exploit. So you will see when the get result was sent, this was what you get from that particular server. So I think it also include OS detection. Yes, this aggressive scan also OS. Yes, it does OS. It try also to do OS detection, but it's not reliable for that. So summarily, you realize that Nmap tool, network mapper, as it's fondly called Nmap, is a tool that is very, very, very useful for all cybersecurity experts, both from beginners and to advanced level. So in my next engagement, we will be looking deeply on how to do vulnerability scan with them, how can you save your scan results and pass it to another tools, to help you do a lot. So we'll also see CVs. We'll check CVs up and see. We can check GHDB, Google Hacking Database, check for CVs. Then we'll now see how we can exploit this particular any vulnerability that we found here. So thus far, we have been able to describe what Nmap is. We have been able to see how to use it to do discovery service, how to also discover services on a network or on a computer. Then we have also see how we have identified, we have been able to see open ports, running services, OS, and their versions that are there. Then we used the Kali version of this particular tool. Then, okay, yes, we did SV, we did -A. Then, okay, one thing I need to also note here is this. We can run multiple, we can scan, just like we did before, we scan a subnet, an entire subnet. And this was what we did. We did /24 to scan an entire subnet. Now, but you can also scan from 190.168.100 from 1 to 10. That you can scan a range of IP address. Yes, you can do that. Then this was the one we did before. We did a subnet. Subnet to scan an entire subnet. That's what we did in this place. So this is a simple command to also save the output in a particular file and in a particular format. That's how it is. So in conclusion, it is very important that I state this, the ethical usage of Nmap. Only scan systems on network you own, just like this network I scan here, I own it. Or you have explicit permission. I always say the permission should even be written, not verbally alone. Make sure you have written permission to scan a particular network. Please, unauthorized scanning can be considered as illegal. Yes, if pushed, it can be considered as illegal. Always follow organization policies and local laws. Check them out before you run Nmap. So this is the end. This will be the end of the video. Just I don't want it to be too long. I was targeting 15 to 20 minutes. 847917. So you can reach me on thegreatman@yahoo.com. You can reach me on this particular phone number. WhatsApp, please. WhatsApp, yes. WhatsApp, yes. You can reach me on WhatsApp here. And you also check me on LinkedIn here. LinkedIn, yes. You can check me on LinkedIn here. I'll be glad to hear from you. Thank you for your time, and I hope this video, what's the time you shared, is the time you stayed watching it. See you on the other side. Definitely, I'm going to do more videos and then proceed from this particular place. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.